ngibekana waseyangiphakamisa washile baba washintsha impilo yami Jesu ufike wangithatha la waseyangibekana waseyangiphakamisa washile Jesu washile baba watela isihlalo wehlake watela ubukhosi wehlake wehlela mina ngingelutho washintsha impilo yami Jesu wehla emazulwini wehlale washintsha impilo yami mina nginobufakazi phela ukuthi othinta mina uthinta inhlamvu yaso lakho lapho sengathi bavalile washintsha impilo yami.
Wow, Wapulapuli, it is that time, it is that hour where we will have our first interview for the day. There is a gentleman that I'll be with from now until around about 10 past 4. Those who are watching us on Facebook, they can see that I am having an interview via Zoom meeting. Before we start, I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me on your side. Okay.
Yeah, can hear you.
Okay, lovely. Okay, what is going to happen before we start, I will let each one of you introduce yourself, then we'll take it from there. Anyone can start.
Hi. Yeah, well, I'll start. My name is Zama Malote, one of the presenters for Khula Ndoda. Thank you for having us this afternoon. It's a pleasure to join you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Zama.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Justin the Human, also one of the presenters, along with Zama.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Resejo Ngwenya, the youngest of the lot. I am also one of the presenters for Khula Ndoda.
Okay. No, we welcome you. I think is there somebody that I'm missing? Because Sibusiso said he's just going to be on the background. It's fine. Okay, let me welcome you, Zama, Justin, and Risejo. We welcome you on this wonderful show. This is Sunday Rep Show, where we focus on biblical teaching, education, and other matters that affects the community. And I believe that, as you guys have mentioned in your introduction, that you are coming from Khula Ndoda Podcast. Is there a way where you can tell our listeners what is a Khula Ndoda Podcast all about?
It's a discussion about the issues that affect men.
Okay.
And sometimes, as men, we don't always want to talk about certain things.
Okay.
So on the podcast, we talk about those things that would be beneficial for the next generation of men to hear about.
Okay, so it's mainly focusing on men, or this is the platform whereby men can share their experiences, the things that they've gone through, or the things that they would like the next generation to take lessons from going forward. And now, if maybe I might ask, what was, how does this start? Because I can see that you are 3 on the call. How did it begin? Was it a discussion that you had as gents, or how did it happen that you come up with, let's do a podcast called Khula Ndoda? How did it come about?
Yeah, there's always a need to not only talk about how we grow as young men in men that are of the responsibility in society. I think we by now all know that there is a shortage, man, of role models, as it were. Not only to talk, but to also walk the talk, to showcase to younger people that it's possible not to follow the mainstream, but you rarely find talk shows. And of course, podcasts are there, and podcasts are beautiful. Content is fantastic, but we've got to widen the scope and say, how do we also involve young people, get them on board, and how do we then say, guys, we are here. We've also been young. At some point, we also made mistakes. At some point, we also were confused about what is it that a man should look like, etc. So a discussion then with the producer of the show, Usbu, ensued to say that, but indeed, there is a need out there. There's a gap in the market. Because we talk a lot about empowering our young girls, and it's beautiful. See, in empowering our young girls, we've left the young boys out. We've put a lot of energy, take a child to work, empower the girl child, etc., etc. But when that girl child is empowered, who are going to be their counterparts? It's going to be boys who were never empowered or anything like that. So there is a need in the gap, and Khula Ndoda is trying to get into that gap, though not sufficient, because it can't only be Khula Ndoda, and we hope that men in general in society would get into the gap, step into the space, and really live, as role models for young people, because before I give in Justin and Rasiho, our young people are quite impressed about guys out there who are, hugely successful, but not everyone is going to be massively successful with massive house and stuff like that. And so it pressurizes young people to want to get to that gap. But forgetting that there are people who are regular men out there, regular boys, who are living, lives that are satisfactory, who may not necessarily be big things out in society, but they still make a meaningful contribution. And that's what we want to show or give to others.
Okay. Okay.
You can come in.
Okay, you can come in, Justin.
Oh, I think Zama covered it quite succinctly when he said there is a need, and the atmosphere that we are creating on the podcast is one of sitting around the campfire. We're just discussing. We're sharing. This happened to me the other day, and then one of my brothers will say, "Yeah, that happened to me last year. I handled it like this. How did you handle it?" And in our discussion, the younger man in the group is listening, and when he is encountered with a similar situation like that, he can call on our experience and adapt it for himself.
Okay, so I hear you that you guys have seen the gap in our society as far as men are concerned. So now my question would be, is there perhaps an age restriction when it comes to Khula Ndoda, or maybe is there a specific target market if you are maybe targeting young boys or you're targeting 40s and above, but I just want to, is there maybe perhaps an age group, or this is for everyone? Then the second question would be, I just want to know the setup when you guys are conducting or doing a podcast. How is it like? Is it like a table you invite people from different aspect of life to come and share, or is it that you guys are just sharing, then other people can just comment and put those questions across as per your discussion?
I think Resiho will come in here, but before he comes in, Mfundisi, I just want to point out that while we do want to say that the target really is empowering young people,
Okay.
I do also believe that men of any age can be immensely.
Okay.
Because you, as you may rightly know, that as men we also learn from each other as we share experience.
Yeah, correct.
So we may be peers, we may be of the same age group. In fact, I must add that you can also learn from younger people.
Yes.
A younger person as an older man to say, oh, okay, this is good. Because remember, as generations come, the younger generations will do things differently or even better. So we also have something to learn about. So that pride that says, no, I know it all, I've walked ahead, may not necessarily be one that helps us to learn. But Reseho will come in because you were asking about the setup and all of that.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Thank you, Babzama, for that. I think to add on to it, I think we are almost like a family setup, you know. Me being the young guy, the daughter that's coolering, you know, I could say. So these are more of like my mentors, you know, we have Justin, my older brother, and our other podcast member who's unfortunately not here today.
Okay.
Those are my brothers, and then you could say that Ubabzama is my, you know, he's the father of our, you know, our setup, our podcast setup. So we sit in a almost like a garage setup.
Okay.
Just to, you know, represent you know, in a way how, you know, that's where, in a way, where men operate mostly, you know, men are mostly in the garage or doing work or, you know, things like that. So it's like a garage setup. And then, you know, we're sitting next to each other. We're just discussing, like Justin said, it's almost like a campsite setup, you know, where we're just discussing issues that, you know, don't really get addressed and talked about enough. Yeah.
Okay. That's lovely. I think, young men. I think, Justin, you want to say something?
And you asked about the audience interaction. For this first season, it was just us speaking, and then our audience engages in the comments. What we are looking to do is to get input from the audience, and then perhaps we could also get professionals and subject matter experts involved in the discussion when we see a need that is pressing.
Okay. Yeah, that's lovely. I just want to, now you guys, can you, I believe that you've already started with the podcast, and you have done, because you mentioned that first season. So is there perhaps you can give us maybe highlights of how is it so far, and maybe the topic that you have covered, or the discussion that you have covered so far? Is there perhaps a way that one of you can just share briefly what you have covered so far?
Well, what we've covered, I'll just maybe cover one or two topics. The other guys will come. We have covered, you know, how men relate to finances, for instance. you know, and I won't want to talk much, but what we shared, for instance, is that first paycheck as a young person. You know, you get this job, and you are probably 21 years, 22 years old, and you're getting the first paycheck, and it's a huge amount of money that you've never handled in your hands. We then shared experiences of what did I do when I was that age with my first paycheck.
Wow.
What did Justin do? What and so how would Risejo then do with that? So that's one of the topics in terms of how men relate to finances and how should we as men relate to finances. But we also spoke about, as you may know, Mfundis, about girls. You know, when boys grow up, one of the things that you'd be attracted to as a young man is the other gender.
Yeah.
And of course, we spoke a lot about that and how to handle situations like that. But Justin and Resiho will come in there.
Okay.
We also spoke about things to think about when you are considered an adult in society. How to carry yourself. What are the important things to look at? Must you have a big fancy car, a big fancy house, a big important job? Does that make you somebody, or is there something deeper that makes you a man?
Wow. Okay, Resejo, you want to say something?
Okay, so I think one of the most important things when it comes to the different topics that we mentioned is that in everything that we speak about, we also emphasize how God is at the center of everything, you know. As a man, in order to lead your family, in order to be a man that can be looked up to in society, you know, you have to stick to God more than anything. And I think that's a lesson that a lot of young people out there need to learn, and it can really help us grow as young people as much as possible.
Wow. And now I'm curious to know, when you guys mention that issue of how men handle the finances, the response from the people, and the issue of girls, yes, and the other one, how do you carry yourself as a man in the community, and also putting God at the center stage of everything. And I do believe that as you continue with the podcast, you will definitely get into other topics as well. But now I wanted to ask how often the podcast is being done. Is it a weekly thing, or a monthly thing, or a fortnight? And if a person is interested of saying, hey, I want to also watch the podcast and be part of the podcast, how can I do to be part of the podcast? Sorry.
Yeah, for this, I must point out that the podcast is releasing, or rather premiering, in December.
Okay.
So next month, it will be cut out for the first time, and it's going to be weekly.
Okay.
It's going to be weekly. It's going to be on SID Media, the platform, the SID Media. It's going to be in our YouTube channel. On the 6th of December is going to be the launch of that particular one. And after that, people will then be able to interact with it, on a weekly basis. We are quite excited. We are looking forward to the response. We're looking forward to the conversations. We're also looking forward to critique, by the way. Because not only must you look out for excitement and good, but also critique to say, hey guys, can we also do this? Because this was just only season one, as Justin, mentioned. But so it's coming out in December, and it's going to be weekly on sidmedia.org, and you'll check out on our YouTube channel there.
Okay. Is there perhaps handles on Facebook or TikTok, if I may ask?
Yeah, we do have the handles
Okay.
on we are on all social media platforms.
Okay.
Basically, if you say the SID Media,
Okay.
you should be able to get all our of course it's Twitter, it's TikTok, it's Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube at SID Media.
Okay. Now, I just want you guys as presenters, just share your feeling. How are you feeling now that December is around the corner? I just want to get the feeling now so that our listeners can get the feel from the presenters about what is about to happen in December. Amen.
I'm excited. Talking about real things is always exciting. There's so much carefully curated content out there that skirts about issues that affect people in real life. And we have spoken plainly about real issues that affect real people. And as Zama mentioned, we also I'm looking out for the critique, perhaps because we're a small group of guys. Perhaps we've missed a few topics. Perhaps we were completely off the mark on what the community needs. And we're looking out for what the needs are in the comments and what the experiences are.
Okay. Wow. Let me go to Sejo.
I'm also very, very excited. Not just because, it's finally coming out, but because also the people out there are also excited. Our producer was also telling us from his side that when he promotes this thing, people are asking, when is it coming? When is it coming? People kept asking, when is it coming? And finally, we have our launch date. And we just honestly can't wait for everyone to see what we have in store for them, because this is also a learning curve. We're excited to hear the feedback from the men out there to see how we can make this better and keep improving in the future, so that we can change lives out there.
Okay, let me come to you, Zama, then.
Can you hear me? All right.
Yes, I can.
No,
hear
man. You know what? Thanks, Pastor. The excitement really is about on my side. Finally, there is something that's going to be out there in the market that's going to talk to both boys and men, and zoom into that. I mean, if you look through the podcast environment, that's, for me, it's just that missing link.
Wow.
Is that missing link? In fact, not only is it just that missing link, because you may find many platforms that talk about men's issues, etc., etc. For instance, there's a men's day that they talk about in February. I think they know Men's Day. We also know that November is the Men's Month. But also, I think that unique perspective of talking about Christian men, I think that it's a beautiful spin to it, because we hardly talk about Christian men and how Christian men should carry themselves out today. Yes, we talk about men. Yes, we talk about this. But I think more often than not, as men, we are so masculine that some of the traits of Christianity, in terms of the life that is lived out there, does not exactly show very clearly a Christ-like life. And I think this is exciting, for us, because that element is going to be coming into the market, and the market should, and rightly so, have a voice that comes from Christian men in particular.
Wow. You guys now are tempting me. I want to see myself there in December when there is a launch taking place. I think I'm sold out, and I'm loving what you guys are doing. Indeed, I think it's the link that is missing, because oftentimes we have taken young boys to the initiation school, saying that you are going to be a man there, but only to find out that even though they come back, but there's that missing link, and I think that you guys are covering up very nicely. Now I want to know, is there perhaps something in the future whereby, like, apart from the podcast, where maybe you can call a gathering? I'm not saying it, but if maybe there's a gathering, maybe that, but it's in the pipeline, something that even outside the podcast, you maybe want to gather young men together, and just maybe even if it's a camp or whatsoever. But I'm just asking, is there maybe perhaps something along those lines, or maybe there's something that you guys can also, you are preparing, cooking for future events, but not now?
Yeah, I must say, in one of our discussions, together with the producer, that's exactly what we've spoken about.
Okay.
Let's see, get this season in, but as it gets in, we now need to also be having, shows, live shows, events that were going to be communities, to churches even.
Wow.
You say that we here, we not only want you to see us on screen, but we also talk to you in person.
Okay.
But also, if you have a way to contribute onto the show, to bring this angle, we are going to be there. Not only churches and societies, by the way, there are other NGOs, non-governmental organizations, civil society that would specifically want to look at men's issues. And so it is a pipeline. We're going to be having those conversations. We've actually been eyeing a few of them.
Okay.
So it's going to be very exciting. You're going to be seeing Khula Ndoda everywhere.
Wow. I'm answered. Before I let you go, we've got around about 1 minute. I'm just going to allow you guys to do your closing remarks each, then we can close.
I think it's important that we have these discussions as men, because when we don't take our place as men in society, women are forced to step up. And even when they step up and they don't have the support of us, society crumbles. So we as men have to take our place in society. We have to show what it means to be human, what it means to be human like God created us. And then the rest of society will follow and flourish from there.
Wow. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah, I don't know if Resiho would want to come. I'll come after.
Okay.
Okay, I think I'll personally just say for the young men out there that, this is a real opportunity for us to, be, make a difference in the community, make a difference out there, not just for, for everyone, as men, if we can better ourselves, it helps our women, it helps everyone out there. Everyone will benefit from us being better. And I think there's it doesn't have to to end with us ending up in prisons.
Wow.
It doesn't have to end with us ending up in the wrong. We don't have to choose the wrong path. We have, we really need to make a stand out there.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Mfundisi, I would want to, on my side, to just end it on perhaps a note that says, I personally am a product of being mentored by a man. When young, when I was a teenager, there was a man who would say, young man, you got to do this. Young man, you got to do that. Young man, I mean, I remember, I think I must have been around 16, 17, and he told me that never get yourself involved with girls. And as a result, I finished high school, but never having, been in contact with a girl, not even a girlfriend, because the man who said, focus on your school, make sure that you keep yourself pure, do not get engaged in sexual activities, etc. Now, that mentorship means that you got to forward. So pass it forward. If you can play a role with young out there, an advice here, a mentoring here and there, so that we build a society of men who can carry on, to take over the baton right to the future generations. And so with that, I do want to encourage not only the Khula Ndoda set, the Khula, but men out there who can be role models, people like yourself, to say, in the daily life, while people watching from a distance, a young man can say, I come to you, I look up to you, you are such an inspiration to me. As men, all of us, whether we're on set or not, whether in a podcast or not, we would have achieved something. One day a young man can say, that man was an inspiration. Thank you.
Wow. Zama, Justin, Risejo, thank you very much for the work that you guys are doing. And we really are grateful to God that He has raised people like you to be a voice and to mentor young upcoming generation. And I know just by hearing you guys that this is destined for great things. And I foresee Khula Ndoda doing wonders, not only in the province that you are in, everywhere. And really, this is it. You guys just stole my heart. I think it's what is missing in our community. And may the Lord continue to open up doors for you, bigger than the ones that He has already provided or allowed you to share this vision, this great vision of Khula Ndoda. May every need that you encounter in making sure that Khula Ndoda Podcast continue to grow, that God sends destiny helpers, sponsors that will be able to enhance you guys to be able to do this great work that you have already started. And thank you very much for sharing your heart with us. And thank you as well for the impact that you have done. And I just heard Risejo saying that you are his role model, Justin and Zama, the work that you are doing. And I believe that as Risejo is having role models such as you, also there are other young boys that are coming after him that will see the difference that we need in our community. And thank you very much. And I want to assure you this is not the last time that we have you on this show. As long as I'm here, I will definitely be in touch with you and allow you guys to share that which you are doing as Khula Ndoda. My doors are open. Whenever you need a platform such as this, I am there. Yeah, even when you want to come to Cape Town, our doors are open. And thank you very much. I'm so excited, man. I just so wish that we can continue on and on. And thank you, Sibusiso, as well, for arranging and facilitating this wonderful interview. Thank you very much, guys. I really salute the work that we are doing. I just can't wait for the launch. Please make sure that you hook me up that the show, the launch is on this particular day, so that I can also be part of it. Thank you very much, sir. Let's now, Bapulapuli, we are going to play a song ethi nathi sithole esithi seku akukajiki while we are exiting our interview with Khula Ndoda. It was Justin, it was Zama, it was Resejo, and Sibusiso on the line. And thank you very much, gents. Have a blessed afternoon.
Thank you so much. Stay blessed.
Amen. Wow, kanti ke ngoba phulaphuli besino Dliwana Ndlebe ke with Khula Ndoda besixelela ke kabanzi ngomsebenzi abawenzayo be yiKhula Ndoda podcast. Kanti ke goku masiye ke kunathi sithole esithi akukajiki.
Lungelo Khodo on Sunday Rap.